1983, shortly after the release of Ator the Fighting Eagle, Miles O'Keeffe began working on a French-German co-production titled SAS San Salvador. This largely unknown secret agent-style action thriller was directed by French cinematographer Raoul Cottard and shot in picturesque Puerto Rico. In the film, Miles plays Malco, an Austrian prince who works for the CIA while enjoying the lifestyle of a womanizing spy. Meanwhile, in the movie tabloids, word was out that Arnold Schwarzenegger was about to return with the Conan sequel, Conan the Destroyer. With dollar signs flashing and the cash register ringing, Ator the Fighting Eagle director Joe D'Amato was quick to respond. His immediate gut reaction was, get Miles O'Keeffe back for an Ator sequel and make it quick. You're watching Pick of the Flicks with Tony Douglas, and welcome to Hollywood Backstory. Today we present episode 2 of the Ator Peplum Chronicles, an exclusive web series where I step behind the red curtain to unravel some amazing tales and vestiges from a time gone by. In this second chronicle, we put the spotlight on the prehistoric sword-wielding adventure Ator the Invincible, starring former Tarzan Miles O'Keeffe as Ator, British actress Lisa Foster as Miller, and Kiro Ihara as Ator's mute East Asian sidekick Fong. Miles O'Keeffe once said that acting is a silly way to make a living, but when director Joe D'Amato called him up to headline an Ator sequel, he arrived on the set quick smart. Word is Miles O'Keeffe was already under contract to star in a number of films for director Joe D'Amato. Ator the Invincible went into production straight after the announcement of Conan the Destroyer, despite not even having a script to work from. Yes, you heard it right, Ator the Invincible was a rush job if ever there was one. The film was shot in a mere 2 weeks and then hurried into the editing room for a quick makeover, which included the lifting of footage from other movies, most notably Clint Eastwood's Where Eagles Dare. In fact, if you look closely while Ator is hang gliding, you should notice that a modern city appears at the bottom of one scene. The film also closely resembles Conan in look, tone and marketing. The poster for Conan the Barbarian featured the tagline Thief, Warrior, Gladiator, King, while the poster for Ator the Invincible stated Warrior, Magician, Hero, Thief. You can't get closer in spirit to Conan than that. Ator the Invincible was released in US cinemas on the 15th of February 1984, while Conan the Destroyer hit cinemas on the 29th of June 1984. Yes, amazingly, the Ator sequel pipped Conan at the post by about 4 months. Also, for the film's US release, Ator the Invincible was astonishingly retitled The Blade Master, possibly in an attempt to distance itself from the critical mauling that the first Ator film received. Upon release in the UK, the film was cut by 26 seconds to ensure a family-friendly PG rating. For the record, Ator the Invincible didn't get an Italian cinema release. The film premiered in Italy on videocassette in 1986, which was about 2 years after the US cinema release. Considering Ator the Invincible is ultimately an Italian peplum, its omission from Italian cinemas is one thing that doesn't make a lot of sense. Whatever the case, nothing could save Ator the Invincible from an onslaught of critical bashings. At the time, film critic Leonard Maltin picked on some of the film's shortcomings by stating, as in Tarzan the Ape Man, O'Keeffe wrestles an oversized rubber snake, but the silliest scene has him hang gliding to storm an enemy castle. Years later, Britain's Total Film magazine went on to include Ator the Invincible in its list of worst films of all time, an honour that no film wants to receive. Also, it must be said that director Joe D'Amato was once again credited with his American alias of David Hills, just as he was for the original Ator. Finally, it is interesting to note that many years after its release, Ator the Invincible became a victim of parody when it was selected to appear as the first episode in Season 3 of Mystery Science Theater 3000, where it wound up under the farcical title cave dwellers. Well, that concludes our backstory episode on the making of Ator the Invincible, but there are still more compelling stories in the Ator Peplum Chronicles, so be sure to catch our next backstory on 1987's Ator 3, aka Iron Warrior, a sequel that starred Miles O'Keefe but was surprisingly made without the permission of Ator creator and director Joe D'Amato. Time now for you to have your say. Have you seen Ator the Invincible? If so, what do you think of the movie? Also, if you have any additional information to contribute to this intriguing backstory, please feel free to do so in the comments below. For more Ator Peplum Chronicles, be sure to subscribe to this channel. Until next time, this is Tony Douglas, talking movies for Pick of the Flicks. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.